Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show. The name of the franchise is the Avengers and features the actors from the MCU. As you can see, they've taken the spot of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. They're 10-6, 3 games behind the Dodgers for first place. So let's get this show on the road. Let's do this. So just finished taking 2 out of 3 from San Francisco, and it's beginning of a 3-game set against the Colorado Rockies. So let's do this. Let's see. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the home team. We play in Crosley Field, which is the home team for the Avengers. Samuel L. Jackson is the starter. Everybody looks good. Okay, here we go. We normally play Dungeons and Dragons on this channel, but when we're not playing D&D, usually on Monday nights, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I like to play video games, and baseball video games is one of my favorites. So here we go. It also gives me an excuse to do play-by-play. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a National League West matchup as the Colorado Rockies visit the Hollywood Avengers here at Crosley Field. On the mound for the Avengers is Nick Fury himself, Samuel L. Jackson, making his 3rd start of the season. His record is 1-2 with a 2.79 earned run average. And facing Sam is Duke Schneider, batting .277 on the season. We are in the month of April here in this season. And he takes strike 1. Avengers are 4 games over 500, good for 3rd place in the NL West. That's Chadwick Boseman, the late great Chadwick Boseman at 3rd, and Dave Batista in right. Count is 1-0. No, count is 0-1. Check that. Grounded slowly to the pitcher. Fields fires, and there's 1 away. Starting lineup for the Rockies, Duke Schneider led off. Greg Jones is playing shortstop. Willie McCovey's at 1st. Miguel Cabrera is at 3rd. Kyle Seager is the designated hitter. Andrew McCutchen in left. Jason Hayward in right. Corey Lee is the catcher, and Michael Busch at 2nd base. Greg Jones, .238, 1 homer, 2 runs batted in. Steps in with 1 out here in the top of the 1st. Pitches low, ball 1. And he slices it down the right field line, and it will roll into the, roll into the corner. Idris Elba fields. He's going to try for 3rd. Here's the throw to 3rd base. It is not in time. So Greg Jones has a 1-out triple here in the 1st. It's his 1st triple of the season. Here's the replay. Once it got past Idris Elba in right and rolled to the wall, it's a good shot at being a triple. So Willie McCovey is up, .288, 4 homers, 7 runs batted in. Steps up against Nick Fury. Fouls it back to the screen. The strike count is 0-1. Knuckler floats up there. He fouls it back. Its count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on McCovey. Strike 3 called, and there's 2 down. And he does not get the runner home from 3rd with less than 2 outs. Here's the replay.
Batting 4th, the 3rd baseman, number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
So a young and thin Miguel Cabrera hitting .254, a homer and an RBI. Steps in with 2 outs, runner at 3rd. Screwball's in there for strike 1. Miguel Cabrera played for the Detroit Tigers. He's still a major leaguer today, but his prime is gone. Fouls off the cut fastball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Cabrera. And he gets a piece of the curveball. Count remains 0-2. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first. Runner leads off third base is Greg Jones. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side retires. They strand the runner at third. And a half an inning has been played here in Crosley Field. Colorado Rockies nothing. MCU coming to bat. On the mound for the Rockies is Tom Seaver, making his 5th appearance of the season. He is 1-1 with a 2.45 earned run average. And leading off against Tom Seaver is Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, hitting .468, 3 homers, 13 runs batted in. Swing and a miss out in front of the slider for strike 1. And it's 0-2. And he lines it. It's going to drop in front of the left fielder for a base hit. So Spider-Man leads off with a single here in the bottom of the first.
Batting second, not shortstop, number 9.
Anthony Mackie steps in, .367, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. Falcon takes it at the knees for strike 1. Spider-Man leads off first. He fouls it back to the screen, 94 on the radar gun. And he grounds it back through the box, up the middle, and into center field. And it's a single for Mackie, and there's runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the first.
The first baseman, number 12.
Right back through the box. So, RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., 238, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Inside off the plate, the count is 1-0 on Tony Stark. And he jams him. Long run for the center fielder, but Duke Snyder is there, and he records the first out. Runners do not advance. Starting lineup for the Avengers: Tom Holland led off. Anthony Mackie is at short. Robert Downey is at first. Captain America Chris Evans is catching. Chadwick Boseman at third. Mark Ruffalo designated hitter. Idris Elba in right. Dave Batista in left, and Don Cheadle in center. Chris Evans, Captain America, hitting .238 on the season. Steps up with runners at first and second, and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. He fouls it off for strike 1. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike on Evans. Just gets a piece of the fastball. The count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Holland leads off second. Mackie off first. Outside corner. He catches him looking. And there's 2 outs here. Let's see, was it a strike?
The third baseman, number 20.
Well, too close to take with 2 strikes. So next up is the late great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .392, a homer and 5 RBIs. He brings a 13-game hitting streak into this game. He takes outside for ball 1. Chadwick played T'Challa, a.k.a. Black Panther, in the Marvel Universe. And he hits a line drive, but caught by the third baseman Cabrera to retire the side. So they leave 2 runners on. But after an inning of baseball, there's no score here at Crosley Field. Leading off the top of the second, Kyle Seager, 333, a homer and an RBI, steps in against Sam Jackson. And he slices it, but foul down the left field line. Kyle's next home run will be his 200th. I hope I did not just jinx myself. Checked it, but the knuckleball floats in there for strike 2, and the count is 0-2. And he lines it. It looks like, oh, the only man on the left side of the diamond makes the catch. T'Challa makes the first out of the inning. Defense for the Avengers. In the outfield from left to right, it's Dave Batista, Don Cheadle, and Idris Elba. And in the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, and Robert Downey Jr. with the captain, Chris Evans, behind the plate. So, Andrew McCutchen, 294, 5 homers, 13 runs batted in, steps in with 1 out. And screwball drops low, ball 1. Inside, ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on McCutchen. Inside corner, cut fastball, count is 2-1. Well, that was low, but called a strike nonetheless. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sam Jackson deals. He just gets a piece of the breaking ball. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the top of the second. No score here in Crosley Field. He hits it high and deep. Oh, that is going to be trouble. Andrew McCutchen just put a run on the board with his 6th home run of the season, a solo shot. And just like that, the Colorado Rockies take a 1-0 lead. Oof. Boom. So next up is Jason Hayward, hitting 370, 4 homers, 6 RBIs. Steps in against Nick Fury. Low ball 1.
Count 1-0.
Swing and a miss at the curveball, strike 2, strike 1. Check that. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And he reaches out and slaps it foul. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, he hits it high and deep. Eldra back to the wall. It is gone. Back-to-back solo shots. That's Hayward's 5th home run of the season. And the Rockies suddenly, very quickly, have a 2-0 lead on the Avengers. The crowd is silent. He knew it. So, with 1 down here in the second, Corey Lee, the catcher, steps in. He's hitting 255, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. And he grounds it to the shortstop. Tough play for Anthony Mackie, but he fires across the diamond for the 2nd out. Nice job from Falcon. The number 9 hitter, Michael Bush, hitting 204, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in, steps in. In there, strike 1.
0-1's the count.
And he lines it to the right fielder, Idris Elba, who makes the catch to retire the side. So, 2 back-to-back solo homers from Colorado gives the Colorado Rockies a 2-0 lead here in the second. Bottom of the second inning, the man who plays the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, is hitting .278, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. Leads off. Swing and a miss, strike. Out in front of the breaking ball. Pitch is high, ball 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Ruffalo. And he pops it up. It's behind the plate in foul territory. Corey Lee makes the catch. 1 away. Defense for the Rockies from left to right in the outfield. It's McCutchen, Duke Snider, and Jason Hayward. In the infield, Cabrera, Jones, Bush, and McCovey. Corey Lee behind the plate. So with 1 down here in the second, Idris Elba steps to the plate. 302, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. Takes outside for ball 1. Idris played Hemedal in the Thor franchise. Outside 2-0. Ball 3. Count is 3 balls and no strikes. Dave Batista's on deck. Will he take the pitch? Yes, he will. No green light. Right down the middle, strike 1. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. Line drive, sliding catch from Bush at second, throws him out, and there's 2 away. Nice play by Michael Bush at second. Dave Batista, Drax the Destroyer, 263, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in, steps up. And he lines it hard, but oh! Greg Jones, the short, botches it. He throws, not in time. That should be an error. That's right, it's an E6 from Jones, and with 2 outs, the inning is extended. Boots it. Sometimes it's the routine plays that are the most difficult. So, the number 9 hitter, Don Cheadle, plays War Machine. James Rhodes, 277. No homers, but 8 runs batted in. Steps into 2 outs. Quick throw to first. Batista's back. And he lines it through the hole between short and third. It's a base hit. And suddenly they're threatening here with 2 out here in the second. They have runners at first and second. Serves it the other way past Miguel Cabrera at third. So the leadoff man is up again. Dom Holland, Spider-Man, who singled in the first. And he fouls the 96-mile-an-hour fastball back to the screen. The count is no balls and 1 strike on Holland. And he floats it. It may drop in, and it does. It's going to be an RBI single for Tom Holland. And they've cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 Colorado. Here's the replay. Just a bloop hit. They were playing him deep. Dropped in front of Duke Snider. Throw goes to third, not in time. So we have runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the tying run is 90 feet from home plate. So next up is the Falcon, who singled in the first, Anthony Mackie. Ball 1, count is 1 ball and no strikes on Falcon. It was high, checked his swing, count is 2-0. Fouls off the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Mackie. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners lead off first and third here in the bottom of the second. And he hits it high and deep. It is caught at the wall to retire the side. What a nice play by Duke Snider. So, end of 2 innings of play. It's the Colorado Rockies 2, the Hollywood Avengers 1. Top of the third. Duke Snider just made that very nice catch at the wall at center. He's grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 1. He steps in against Nick Fury. And he lines it the other way. It's going to be a single to lead off the third for Duke Snider. He's 1 for 2.
The bat, number 2.
Here's the replay.
Greg Jones.
So far it looks like Sam Jackson doesn't have his best stuff. So Greg Jones is up. He tripled in the first. Steps in. In there at the knees for strike 1. Outside, ball 1. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Knuckleball floats in there for strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duke Snider leads off first. There's nobody out here in the third. 6, 4, 3, double play. And there's 2 down here in the third.
The first baseman, number 44.
Here's the replay of the double play. Slow grounder to Mackie. Fires, lobs it across to Tom Holland, who then has to really muscle it to first to Robert Downey Jr. to complete the double play. Willie McCovey struck out in the first. He's up there with the bases empty and 2 down. Outside, ball 1. Screwball in there, strike 1. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cut fastball at the knees, strike 2. Count is 1 and 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. So, he gave up a hit to start the inning, but the double play and the strikeout ended the threat. The end of halfway through the third, it is 2-1 Colorado. So bottom of the third, Robert Downey Jr. is 0 for 1. He steps in against Tom Seaver.
Number 12.
Checks the swing, ball 1 inside. Outside, ball 2. Count is 2-0 on Tony. Just gets a piece. Count is 2-1. Fouls the 97-mile-an-hour fastball back to the screen. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on RDJ. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 1 down. Schedule for the Avengers coming up is 2 more against the Rockies at home. Then they go on the road for a road trip. 2 against the Diamondbacks, an off day, and then they start a 3-game set against the Chicago Cubs. So Chris Evans, Captain America, struck out in the first. This is his second plate appearance. And he pulls it through the right side for a base hit. So with 1 down, there is a runner at first base for the Avengers.
Now batting, number 20.
T'Challa steps up. He's 0 for 1. Inside corner, strike 1. Batting .385 on the season. Evans leads off first. 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Checks it. Outside, count is 1-1 on Black Panther. Quick throw to first. The captain is back. pulls it high and deep, but it is curving into the seats. It's a foul ball. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bozeman. Pitch is low, 2-2. And he pops him up in the infield. Greg Jones calls it off, settles under it, and makes the second out. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, popped out in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. He steps up for his second plate appearance. Chris Evans leads off first with 2 out. Quick throw to first, keeping him close. Again, throw to first. Evans is back. Pitch is high, ball 1, count is 1-0. Just gets a piece of the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Ruffalo. Fouls it off, count is 1-2. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Evans leads off first. Inside corner, 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. The runner will be off from first. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he pops it back behind the plate, and we'll do it again. Outside corner, strike 3 looking. And the side is retired. So after 3 innings of baseball, Colorado still has a 1-run lead. It's Colorado 2, the Avengers 1. So Miguel Cabrera is 0 for 1. He steps up to lead off the top of the 4th. He's batting .250 on the season. Inside ball 1. Knuckleball floats in there for strike 1. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabrera. Sam Jackson. Pitch is low, ball 2, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike, the count.
Grounds it hard to Mackie at short. Fields fires. Pulls him off the bag. He's safe. Bad throw. E6 by Mackie. Come on, Falcon. Thought he might have been able to tag him, but Tony wasn't able to tag him. He had to stretch out to get that. I didn't quite tag him, no. So Kyle Seager steps up from the left side. He's 0 for 1 with a line out, 4 for 13 on the season. So they have the leadoff man on with nobody out here in the 4th. Pitch is wide, ball 1. In there, strike 1. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike on Seager.
That's ball 2.
Curveball just low, 2-1.
2-1.
And he pulls the knuckler foul. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kyle. Strike 3 looking. And there's 1 down here in the 4th. That's Sam's 4th strikeout of the game. Andrew McCutchen has a solo homer in the 1st. I'm sorry, check that, in the 2nd inning. Steps in with a runner at first and 1 down. Floats in there for strike 1. Grounds it just inside the bag down the third base line. And it will be 2nd and 3rd. With 1 down here, it's a double. His 6th of the season. And they are threatening with 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out here in the 4th. Diving attempt by T'Challa at 3rd. So, Jason Hayward, solo homer in the 2nd. Steps in with 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. At the knees for strike 1. Strike 2. Outside, waste pitch. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hayward. Jason Hayward, I think, plays for the Chicago Cubs, but I'm not 100% sure. In real life, that is. Oh, he hits it high and deep. That will be a 3-run shot. Jason Hayward's 2nd home run of the game, his 6th of the season. And just like that, it's a 5-1 ball game. Ooh, that's the knife in the coffin. Or the nail in the coffin, whatever phrase you want to use. Oof. Boom. Oh, my goodness. So, we got to get somebody warming up in the bullpen. Manager's office bullpen of Ed Norton, who used to play, who played the Hulk in 1 film, will warm up. As Corey Lee grounded out in the 2nd, he's 0 for 1, steps in with 1 out in the 4th. Not a good start for Sam Jackson. Just gets a piece, strike 1.
Inside, ball 1.
Inside, ball 1. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Lines it to the 3rd baseman. T'Challa spears it. And there's 2 down.
The batter number 9, second baseman,
Michael Bush lined out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. There's 2 down here in the 4th. Pitches low, ball 1. Fouls off the cut fastball. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. And he pulls it foul. Count is 1 and 2. The score is 5-1 Colorado here in the 4th. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he fouls off the cut fastball. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just high off the plate. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bush. And he fouls off the curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. 3 runs have already crossed the plate this inning. And he pulls the low pitch foul. Sorry, slices it foul. And he pops it up. Behind the plate, 3rd base side, Evans makes the catch to retire the side, but Jason Hayward hits a 3-run home run and gives the Colorado Rockies an early 5-1 lead. Oh, let's go. Let's do this. So bottom of the 4th, Idris Elba steps in the plate. Hemedal grounded out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. The pitcher is Tom Seaver. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Lines it to center, and it stays up just enough for Duke Snyder to make the catch. There's 1 away.
Now batter, the left fielder, Batista.
Drax, the destroyer of Dave Batista, steps in. He's 0 for 1 officially, reached on an error in the second. Fouls off the fastball for strike number 1. Checks the swings outside, ball 1. Slow grounder to shortstop. Greg Jones fires, and there's 2 away. Don Cheadle, War Machine, had a single in the second. He is 1 for 1. Steps up there with 2 outs and bases empty here in the 4th. And he drives it towards the gap, but Duke Snider is there to retire the side. So after 4 innings of baseball, it's a 4-run lead for the Rockies here in this first game of a 3-game set. 5-1, Rockies lead. So top of the 5th, Duke Snider leads off. He's 1 for 2 with a single. I will leave Jackson in there until on a hitter-by-hitter basis. He fouls it off. Strike 1. He gets into any trouble at all, he's coming out. Strike 2, count as no balls and 2 strikes on Snider. Snider, if you don't know, was kind of like the Brooklyn Dodgers answer. Fouls it off. His count remains at 0-2. He was kind of like the Brooklyn Dodgers answer to Mickey Mantle in the 1950s to 60s. Well, not 50s, 60s and 60s. Yeah. Hits it high and deep. Long run for Idris Elba. He makes the catch for the first out here in the 5th. Nice play by Idris.
Number 2, shortstop.
Greg Jones tripled in the first inning. He's 1 for 2. His batting average is .246 on the season. Pops it up in the infield. Tony Stark is there. Makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 44.
Willie McCovey struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Steps in with 2 down and the base is empty.
0-1.
Pitches low, ball 1.
0-1, no strike. Ball, that's up.
Cut fastballs outside. Count as 2 balls and no strikes on McCovey. Just gets a piece of the screwball. Count as 2-1. And he skies it to shallow center. Long run from Don Cheadle, but he is there to make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Sam Jackson. So halfway through the 5th, it's still a 4-run lead though for the Colorado Rockies as they lead 5-1. Bottom of the 5th. Tom Holland is up. He has 2 singles and an RBI. It's 2 for 2 in today's ball game.
Holland.
And he pulls the fastball foul for strike 1. Leads the team in RBIs.
Oh, that's down.
Fastball is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Spider-Man.
You got
2 balls, 1 strike.
1 strike. Ball.
Count is 3-1. Hitters count.
Count 3-1.
Anthony Mackie's on deck. And a 3-1 count, he hits him in the back. Doesn't look like Spider-Man is thrilled with that, but he'll take his base. So they have the leadoff man on with nobody out here in the 5th. They need base runners. So Anthony Mackie, the Falcon, steps up. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Line drive, but right at Michael Busch at second base. And there's 1 down.
Now batting, number 12.
Tony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man, steps up to the plate with 1 down here in the 5th. Quick throw to first. Holland is back. Little late on the fastball. Count is no balls and 1 strike on Robert Downey Jr. And he pulls it foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Tony. Strike 3, backdoor slider. He catches him looking and there's 2 away. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Here it is. It's borderline low, but again with 2 strikes you can't take that pitch. So with 2 down, Chris Evans steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. Quick throw to first. It's a little high. Covey is there. High ball 1. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Evans has his early average here in April up to 250 with the hit. Swinging a miss at the fastball inside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Evans. Pitch out, but nothing doing. Count is 2-1. When the runner's going, it's inside. Throw down to second is not in time. And Evans, I'm sorry, check that. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, has a stolen base. No chance. Nice throw, but stole it basically on the pitcher. So runner in scoring position. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 5th. And he pulls it to the right side. Michael Bush is there to retire the side. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. No, I'm sorry, check that. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. And here at the end of 5 innings of play, it's an official ball game, ladies and gents. It's a 4-run lead for Colorado. Top of the 6th, Miguel Cabrera steps in for his 3rd plate appearance. He is 0 for 2. Sam Jackson is still out there pitching. He's on a short leash. Strike 1. Fouls off the cutter. Count is 0-2 on Miguel. Skies it high and deep. Idris is back at the wall. It's gone. Solo homer for Cabrera. It's his 2nd of the season. And just like that, it is a 6-1 ball game. They've opened it up a little bit. 1 batter too long, apparently. Hits it the other way. And can't get back there fast enough to make a leap. So...
Now batting, designated hitter, Kyle.
In there, strike 1. Looks like it's going to be one of those games. Nobody out here in the 6th. Oh, ho, ho! Straightaway center. It is gone. Back-to-back solo home runs. This one, the 200th career home run from Kyle Seager, his 2nd of the season. And it's a 7-1 ball game. They're just pouring it on. Boom. Boom. Woof. This is one of those games. So, the manager has seen enough. Ed Norton, the man who first played the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel Universe, comes in relief. This is his 6th appearance. His ERA is 4.66. He struck out 8 and 9 2/3 innings. He will probably be asked to go more than 1 inning. Grounds it down the 3rd base line. It just curves foul. Strike 1. Andrew McCutchen has a homer today. He's 2 for 2. Fouls off the slurve. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. It is a 7-1 lead. Inside corner, strike 3, and there's 1 down. Does not like the call. So Jason Hayward is having a big day. He's got 2 homers today, including a 3-run shot. And there it is. There's no doubt about it. So, he's 2 for 2, obviously. 4 runs batted in. Outside corner, strike 1. Strike 2. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 down. Says, is that a strike? Nods yes.
The catcher, number 35,
Corey Lee steps up. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 down here in the high strike, but a strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1. Norton came out of the bullpen throwing darts. Inside corner, strike 2. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. The side is retired, but they scored 2 more on 2 solo home runs. And the Colorado Rockies lead by 6. It's 7-1. Oh, God. Here we go, bottom of the 6th. Let's try to make it respectable. T'Challa steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. His batting average is dipped to .377.
number 20.
Checks his swing. It's low, ball 1. Black Panther also played Jackie Robinson in the movie. And he pulls it just foul down the third base line. Count is evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Bozeman. Checks his swing. Count is 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
And he fouls it off. 95 on the radar gun. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chadwick. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 6th. They need base runners, that's for sure. So inside, did he swing? No, he did not. So the leadoff man is on. He walks. When you have a 6-run lead, walking the leadoff man is not the way you start off an inning.
Number 84.
You can't hit a 6-run homer, so you might as well just throw it down the middle. So, the Incredible Hulk steps up. He's 0 for 2 today. Ruffalo. Checks his swing. It's outside for ball 1. Ruffalo is 0 for his last 5. Little mini slump. Grounds it the other way and through. It's a base hit to the right field. And just like that, there are runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. A little too early to get excited. It's still a 6-run ball game. Ground ball with eyes. Idris Elba steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Inside ball 1. Ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on Elba. Just gets a piece. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Hemedal. Could have been 3-0. And he lines it high and deep, but playable. Just in front of the warning track. Tags up, heads over to third, and he will make it. So T'Challa's at third.
Now batting.
So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, there's runners at first and third for Drax. Dave Batista, he's 0 for 2. Sure, he would like to continue the threat. Outside, ball 1. And he pulls the fastball foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. He wishes he could have that pitch back. Fouls it off. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Batista. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. It's a 6-run ball game. And he pulls it, but it curls into the seats. Foul ball. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Skies it, but it's playable. Sacrifice fly. Dave Batista will have the RBI on the sac fly, and it's a 5-run ball game, 7-2. There's 2 down here in the 6th. Don Cheadle, War Machine, had a single today. He's 1 for 2. There's a runner at first with 2 down. Checks the swing. It's out. No, they called it a strike. My goodness. Count is 0-1.
Nope.
1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Pitch is low, 2-1 to Cheadle.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Out in front of the change of speed, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Don Cheadle. Just stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Ruffalo leads off first. Here's the pitch. Just gets a piece. Scrapes it off the carpet. And we'll do it again. Grounds it back through the box. Easy play. Scoops it over to Michael Bush at second for the force, and the side is retired. But they do get a run on Dave Batista's sacrifice fly. At the end of 6 innings of play, it's Colorado 7, Hollywood Avengers 2. Oof. Top of the 7th, Michael Bush, 0 for 2, steps in against Ed Norton.
Michael Bush.
In there, strike 199 on the radar gun.
Nope.
Just low. Count evens 1
ball,
ball
one
and 1
strike.
strike. Fouls it back to the screen. Count is 1-2 on Bush. Inside.
Inside, ball 2.
Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grounds it into right field. It's a single under the glove of Tom Holland to lead off the bottom of top of the 2nd. 7. Brr. Duke Snider's up, single in the 3rd. He is 1 for 3. And he fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. Fouls it off. Count is 0-2. Oh, that one is got an engine, a stewardess. It's not coming back. It's 9-2. 2-run homer from Duke Snider. That's his 4th of the season. Oh my goodness. Woof. This is a blowout. 7-run ball game. Is there a mercy rule? I don't think so. It is my intention to play every inning of every game, no matter how bad the loss. So, Greg Jones is up. 1 for 3 in the 3rd.
The shortstop, Greg.
Strike 100 miles an hour. Count is 0-2 on Jones. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Willie McCovey's 0 for 3.
The first baseman, Willie McCovey.
Inside corner, strike 1. Strike 2, sinker on the inside. Lines it. It is, oh no, misplay. Just caught. Almost a brilliant play by Idris Elba. but he's unable to make the shoestring catch.
The third baseman.
And McCovey is at first, probably with a hit. Let's look at the replay again. Almost. Just off the heel of the glove. So runner at first, 1 out in the 7th. Miguel Cabrera is up. And he lines it towards center. It will be a base hit. The runner will go to third. It's going to be first and third with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Time to get
The designated hitter.
time to get somebody warm in the bullpen. The man who played Thanos in the Avengers, Josh Brolin, is warming in the bullpen. And he pulls it for an RBI single. The score is 10-2. Oh, my goodness.
Now back.
Manager, mound visit. Talk to Ed Norton. One more batter. Strike 1. And deep drive. Elba is there. He makes the catch for the second out.
Now back. The right fielder. Jason.
Outside corner, strike 1. Inside corner, strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. But they score 2 more runs on that 2-run homer by Duke Snider. And it's 10-2. Ooh, blowout for the Colorado Rockies in this first game of a 3-game set against Hollywood's Avengers. Okay, before Tom Holland hits, manager's office bullpen, Josh Brolin is going to be scheduled to put him in the game. Spider-Man's 2 for 2 today. Outside, ball 1. A lot of work to do. Let's score some runs, make it interesting. And he lines it, but right there is McCutcheon to make the catch for the first out here in the 7th.
Now batting. Number 9.
Anthony Mackie's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss out in front of the curveball, strike 1. Outside corner, strike 2. Low in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He backs him off the plate. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Mackie. And he grounds it to the shortstop, throws it over the diamond, and there's 2 away. Robert Downey Jr. is 0 for 3 today. Just gets a piece of the fastball at the knees, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Tom Seaver's got it working. He's up over 100 pitches, but they still have him out there here in the bottom of the 7th. Inside corner, strike 3, side retired. He's pitched 7 innings, he's given up 2 runs, and his team, the Colorado Rockies, are winning 10-2. If any of you that might be watching this in, still want to change pitchers, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Josh Brolin, the man who fought the Avengers in Infinity War and Endgame. Josh Brolin making his 6th appearance. He has a save. He does not have a record. His ERA is 6.75. So it's the top of the 8th. Corey Lee is up. He's 0 for 3.
The catcher, number 35.
2 seam fastballs in there for strike 1. It's deep drive. Long run for Anthony Mackie, but he makes the catch for the first out. Nice play by Mackie.
The batter, number 9. Second baseman.
Starter comparison. I think there's no argument who is the winning pitcher in that comparison. Tom Seaver, 7 innings, 1 run, 6 hits. So Michael Bush is up. Takes a strike. He's 0-1 for 3. Swing and a miss at the split finger fastball. 0-2. Fouls off the fastball. Swing and a miss at the curveball. And there's 2 down. Duke Snider's 2 for 4 with a homer. Steps in with 2 outs in the 8th. Grounds it up the middle. Mackie is there. He fires just in time to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Josh Brolin. Halfway through the 8th, it's a 10-2 ball game. Blowout for the Colorado Rockies. So bottom of the 8th. Let's try to make this respectable. Chris Evans steps up. He's 1 for 3. Got his uniform dirty, as you can see. And he pulls it high and deep, but playable at the warning track. Hayward makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting.
Next up is T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman has a walk today, but he's 0 for 2 officially. Outside ball 1.
Nope.
Low ball 2. Line drive towards the gap, and it will fall and roll to the fence. He makes the turn, and with 1 out here in the 8th, T'Challa has a double. That's his 4th double of the season for Black Panther, and he has a 14-game hitting streak. Here's the replay. Something to celebrate. So, Mark Ruffalo's up with a runner in scoring position here in the 8th. He's 1 for 3 of the 7th. On the outside corner, strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Tom Seaver is up over 100 pitches, still in there. Outside ball 1, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. They do not want to go to the bullpen because they know. Count is 2-1. They know that the quality of pitching after Tom Seaver is not at the same level. So if I can somehow get in that bullpen, who knows? Out in front of the change of speed, the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner leads off second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 down. He goes after the bad high pitch. Tom's 6th strikeout of the game. Idris Elba steps in there with 2 outs, runner at second. And he lines it, but right there is the center fielder to make the catch and retire the side. So, after 8 innings complete, it's the Colorado Rockies 10, the Avengers 2. Ugh, what a terrible game. So, Josh Brolin's out there for his 2nd inning of work. Greg Jones leads off. Outside, ball 1. Greg Jones is 1 for 4. Fouls it off. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count is 1 and 2. Grounds it. Oh! Flips it over in time. Nice recovery by Tony Stark. He booted the ball at first. Stayed with it, kept it in front of him, picked it up, underhanded it to the pitcher covering, and there's 1 down here in the 9th. Willie McCovey, 1-4 with a single. Grounds it past T'Challa into left field for a base hit here with 1 out in the 9th. So he's 2 for 5. Here's the replay.
Number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera steps in. And he slices it foul, strike 1. Grounds it to third, 5, 4, 3. Scooped out of the dirt by Tony Stark. It's a double play, side retired. So last licks. We go to the bottom of the 9th for the MCU Avengers. They need 8 runs to tie. Can they do it? Who knows? Anything's possible. If anybody can do it, the Avengers can do it.
Your attention, please.
So, Tyler Clippard making his 7th appearance out of the bullpen for the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, he has a 2.45 earned run average in 7 and a third innings pitched. I think it's a collective sigh of relief to step up to the plate and not see Tom Seaver, who pitched a great game. Dave Batista's 0 for 2 with a sac fly. He leads off the bottom of the ninth. Ball 1 inside.
That's the ball.
Low, ball 2. Count as 2 balls and no strikes. And he pulls it hard and deep, but foul. 2-1. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Swings at ball 4. No, well, could have been a strike. Full count, 3-2. And he skies it to shallow center. Duke Snyder is waiting for it, and he makes the catch 1 away.
Now batting.
The line for Tom Seaver, 8 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. That's a winning line. Don Cheadle, War Machine, he's a single today. He's 1 for 3. Fouls it back to the screen, strike 1. Pulls it foul, strike 2. Outside, ball 1, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. The bullpen is active for the Rockies. Fouls the 2-seamer back. Will stay 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Bases empty. And he slices it into the seats. Foul ball. Pulls it right to McCovey at first. Steps on the bag. There's 2 away. They are down to their final out of the ball game.
The batter, number 8.
Tom Holland, 2 for 3 with an RBI, steps up. He represents the final out. And pulls it just foul. Line drive down the third base line, strike 1. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike on Spider-Man. 2-1. Line drive, and it's his 3rd hit of the ball game. Oh, he's going for 2. He's going for 2. He figures, why not? And he's in there. What a 7th double of the season. He's going for stats, apparently, because with an 8-run lead, there's really no reason to stretch it and get thrown out at second to end the game. But he never hesitated, as you can see. Oof, close play. Let's see it. Oh, he was... I'm sorry, he's very lucky. But anyway, Anthony Mackie is up with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Outside corner, strike 1. Mackie is 1 for 4 today. And we are down to their final strike. The count is 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. Evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Holland leads off second here in the bottom of the ninth. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Clippard deals. Just gets a piece to stay alive. We'll do it again. And he will be 2 for 5 as it's an RBI single. No, I'm sorry. He's going for second. Very aggressive on the base paths. It's an RBI double for Anthony Mackie, Falcon. That's his 5th double of the season, and it's a 10-3 ball game. Here's the replay. Take it. Let's try to let's go on a run. What the hell? You never know. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. He has not had a good game. He's 0 for 4. And he hits it high and deep, but that should do it. Makes the catch to retire the side. The ball game is over. Colorado wins 10-2. 10-3. Check that. We got ourselves a 3rd run in the last inning. So in any season of 162 games, sometimes you win and sometimes you get killed. And this is one of those games where you get killed. So let's do this the right way. The final score is Colorado 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. Hollywood Avengers 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The winning pitcher is Tom Seaver. The losing pitcher is Samuel L. Jackson. Jason Hayward is the player of the game. He had 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. This has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I wish it could have been more entertaining, but it is what it is. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for watching. Please like the video. I wouldn't like this particular video, but please like some of the videos on the channel. Please subscribe. Much appreciated, and hope to see you again soon. Have a great night.